Herzlich willkommen in Leavenworth. Wait a minute. Are we in Bavaria?
No.
No, we're not in Bavaria. We are in Washington in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, but we are in a Bavarian-themed town called Leavenworth here in the beautiful Cascade Mountains. And it is a beautiful setting, is it not?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So we're going to check out this town that's supposed to be like Bavaria in the United States, and we're going to see how authentic it is. So come join us. We're going to tour you around, and we'll give our verdict if we really think it lives up to the standard of beautiful Bayern. All right, so let's go explore Leavenworth. Here we go. Welcome to the Munchin House, and we are here a little kind of like a beer garden area, like a Bavarian beer garden. We have some wurst, we have some bratwurst, and another type of wurst supposed to be made with beer, I guess. We've got some sauerkraut, we've got a couple of beers, and having a great day here in Leavenworth, little Bavarian-themed town in Washington, the beautiful Cascade Mountains. Bratwurst to try. It's great. It's really good. Probably not quite Bavarian standards, but it is quite tasty. The sauerkraut is good. They have a big selection of mustard to try from. You can put jalapenos on it if you want to, which you'd probably almost certainly never find in Bavaria. But the bratwurst itself is quite tasty. So when you're in Leavenworth, stop by the Munchin House and pick you up a bratwurst and a beer. Beer's good too. All right, so you might be thinking that a town in North America that is themed to look like Bavaria, it must have been founded by Bavarian immigrants, right? Well, that's what I thought, but that is not the case. So by the way, I've lived in Washington off and on for over 10 years, I guess, and I've never been to Leavenworth before today, and it's only about an hour and a half drive from Seattle, so it's not very far away. But actually, so Leavenworth was a pretty prosperous lumber town, and so they obviously there's a lot of mountains around here and a lot of timber. So it was a lumber town. They ran lumber through the river, which is right outside of town, the Wenatchee River, and also the railroad came through here. So they had a lot of trade going through with the railroad. But at some point in the 20th century, the railroad was diverted. It closed. I think maybe there was a rail accident not far from here. So instead of repairing that, they just diverted the railroad. And so now the railroad goes through nearby Wenatchee, and it does not go through Leavenworth. So the town was pretty much dying. And then at some point, I think it was in the 1970s, maybe around 1975 or so, some of the local folks, someone got the idea and said, hey, this kind of looks like Bavaria. So they just decided to make it a Bavarian-themed town. And it certainly attracts a lot of people. I think they say like 3 million people come into town every year, and has a relatively small population. I can't remember the population of the town. 2,400 is the population of the town, and they get like 3 million visitors every year. So, but I would say, as far as the Bavarian Kish goes, or the Bavarian theme, I mean, it's okay, it's nice. I certainly would not recommend coming into town from a great distance just for that. I mean, maybe if you live in Seattle, you live somewhere nearby and you want to come see it, you've never been to Europe, you've never been to the Alps. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's something to see. But to me, the thing that makes this place special is the natural setting. It is absolutely beautiful here. I tell you what, it's very stunning. I mean, the town's nice. There's a lot of nice things to see and do here, but the natural beauty around this place, the hiking trails, they have unbelievable number of hiking trails. And right now, there's some wildflowers in bloom. So tomorrow we're going to take you on a hike. There's whitewater rafting, there's mountain biking, there's skiing in the winter. They have a big ski jump competition just right here in town every winter. So it's absolutely beautiful. The people are nice. Everyone we've talked to have been overwhelmingly friendly. The Tourist Information Office, which is right across the street on the main road, Highway 2, I think, as you come into town, super friendly. The guy in there would just bend over backwards to tell us everything about the town and to provide us pointers. He showed us the some hiking trails to go through, gave us some recommendations for places to eat. So overly friendly, and so it's really nice.
Free parking.
And free parking too. So we parked there at the Tourist Information Office, and there's a lot of places in town to pay to park, but we parked there, and he told us, hey, you can just leave your car here. So I don't know if that's every day. We're in the middle of the week. We're here in early May, and it's Tuesday. So probably not nearly as busy as it's going to be on the weekends. But he just told us to park there, so we didn't pay anything. And it's right across the street from like this. There's a pedestrian zone, like a Fußgänger zone, you might call it in Germany. But so they have one here. So it's a cool town. I would recommend it. Don't come. I wouldn't recommend driving across the United States just to come here unless you want to experience the mountains, which are absolutely breathtaking. And there's a reason they call the Cascades the Alps of North America, because they are very dramatic, quite beautiful. So throw that in there and then make a pit stop here in Leavenworth, and I think you'll have a very nice day here. Okay, so one of the highlights you might want to do when you are here in Leavenworth is this Alpine roller coaster. I just did it. $20 for one ride, or you can do two rides for $36. So you save a little bit of money if you want to do it twice. It was really nice. Some spectacular views up at the top. Really beautiful, especially today. It's nice and clear. Great views of the Cascade Mountains. It was fun. Was it worth $20? No, I don't think so. I've done these a few times in Europe and in the Alps, and the prices are lower, as you might expect. And also, the ones in Europe tend to be a little faster. This one was a little tame, I think, compared to the ones I've done in Europe. It seemed to have like a self-brake. It didn't go as fast. The one I've ridden them in Europe a couple times, where it was actually, a little scary a couple times. This one was very tame, came down. It was fun, a lot of fun, especially I think kids, teenagers would really enjoy it. You had to decide if you want to pay $20 to do it or not, I guess. But yeah, I liked it. It was fun, but you know what you're getting in. But the views at the top were really beautiful, quite fun. All right, so I think this is probably the best part about a trip to Leavenworth. We're at this trail. It's not too far out of town. We'll put the name of it on. I can't remember, but it's a little less than 3 miles, the trail out and back. We're like 3/4 of a mile into it. And just look at these beautiful flowers, these wildflowers. And they are called balsamroot. I keep wanting to call them beetroot, but that's incorrect. Balsamroot, and it's absolutely spectacular. And we've got some purple flowers sprouting up too. I don't know what they're called, but they're maybe lupine. I'm not sure, but they are really pretty. All right, so we are at the Rin House for a little early dinner. And we starting things off with a pretzel. This thing is really hot. They must have just popped this out of the oven, but we've got a pretzel with a little bit of Obatsta. This is a great dip spread in Bavaria. It's like, I think it's kind of like cream cheese, similar to cream cheese maybe, with I think paprika. I think that's what gives it the orange tint. I'm not really sure, but I really like it. When I'm in Munich, I eat like gallons of this stuff with pretzels. Right. So, what's the good? I would say if you've never been to Bavaria and you want to try some traditional Bavarian food, give it a shot. If you've been to Bavaria and you've had pretzels and Obatsta there and Bavaria, then give it a pass. But it's not bad. It's tasty. Now, Our European viewers might be a little shocked at the price. It's $8.50, I think, for this pretzel and obatstas, which is a little on the steep side. A lot on the steep side, maybe, compared to what you'd pay for it in Europe. But anyway, there you go. A Bavarian pretzel here in the United States. Okay, so we have our main dish here at the Rin House, and I ordered schnitzel. Ordered one order and said we're going to split it. They said they'll put it on 2 plates for us. I was like, great. So this is half of an order of schnitzel. Betty has the other half. So we've got a schnitzel with gravy, with a little bit of red cabbage and some kartoffel puree or mashed potatoes and gravy, which is, obviously is weird. I've never had schnitzel with mashed potatoes in Germany. Pretty good, though. All right, so it's not bad. To me, it's not like schnitzel. It's much more like a chicken fried steak, which we get in the South in the United States. It tastes more like that, more like a Southern dish than it does, oh, thank you, than it does like schnitzel that you would get in Germany. But anyway, it's not a bad meal. I'll try the red cabbage is pretty good. That's really good, actually. So not bad. I don't really think I would call it Bavarian or German, but it's not a bad meal. And you can see one, well, has plenty of food for 2 people, unless you have a huge appetite. So we just started what's called the Icicle Gorge Loop Trail. And we're just a few miles out of Leavenworth. It took a while to get here, though, because there's some construction on the road, and you have to go through about 3 miles of unpaved dirt road, which is really rough. A lot of potholes, so you can't drive very fast on it. So it took a bit to get here. A little cool this morning. It's, I think, about 48 degrees when we left the trailhead. And this is supposed to be about a 4.5 mile loop trail, but it's supposed to be pretty easy. There's not much, if any, elevation gain, but a nice walk through the forest, and I think it's supposed to be some nice wildflowers here. And then we've got the beautiful river right beside us, so should be a really nice hike. And yeah, we'll give you some more information the further along we go, but listen to that river. Really nice day to be out here in the Cascade Mountains of Washington. Okay, so we just finished the Icicle Gorge Loop Trail, right at 4.5 miles. Very easy, not much elevation gain or loss, just a little bit, I think like about 200 feet or so, but nothing too strenuous. A really nice walk through the forest and along the river. A couple of really nice views. Nothing too spectacular, but a really beautiful hike that's, pretty easy. Virtually anyone can do it. And I think it's, a nice way to spend the day. We got here, we started around, probably around 9 o'clock, I guess. 8:45, a little bit before 9. And it was a little cloudy when we started. Of course, now we finished up and we've got full sunlight. We went, when you hit the trail, obviously it's a loop. So we didn't know which way to go. We went clockwise, and it was nice. I think if you go counterclockwise, you might have the mountains in your face a little bit longer. Maybe, not really sure, but could be a little bit more dramatic peaks in your face longer. But for us, if we had done that, it was cloudy when we started, so I don't think we would have gotten very good views. So when we finished around and came up, obviously we could see them when we turned around, and had some really nice views. Really nice. Some couple of times you go right over the river for really nice, beautiful views of the river, and just a really nice way to spend the morning. There's, here at the parking lot, there's probably, I don't know, 30 or so parking spots. We were the only people here when we started at 8:45 this morning. Now there's like 2 other cars here, 3 other cars here. So it's not busy on a Wednesday morning in early May. Don't know what it's going to be like later in the summer or on the weekends, but today it was not busy at all. Nice day to spend your day here at the Icicle Gorge Trail. Okay, so we are at the mountain bike loop here in Leavenworth. It's up at the base of a little ski hill, and it is so beautiful. There's these yellow flowers, these flowers called balsamroot, and they are just about at the end. You can tell they're starting to wilt. And we're here in the first week of May, so a few weeks ago they were, I would say 2 weeks ago, I bet you they were just absolutely stunning, spectacular, but it's still very beautiful. But this trail is supposed to be 5.5 miles long, and we're about a little over a mile into it right now, and it's nice. It's, we've got some rolling hills, a little bit of elevation gain. It's rated as moderate, so it's got some little bit of hills, but it's not bad. Nothing challenging. It's just been a very pleasant walk so far. And we started in another place closer to Wenatchee, and we got up to the top, and the wind was just blowing. I mean, the wind was howling, so we didn't want to torture ourselves and try to do that hike. So we came here to Leavenworth and found this place, and it's, so far, we just think it's fantastic. It's really beautiful. So we just finished the Leavenworth mountain bike loop trail for mountain bikers and hikers. 5.7 miles. It's rated as moderate. I don't know, it was a little challenging, I thought, in certain places. Beautiful views. You get up at the top and the views of the Cascade Mountains, the town of Leavenworth, and right now there's some wildflowers that just look spectacular. Really nice hike. It's a circle, it's a loop trail, so you can do it 2 ways. We went counterclockwise, and so we had, I think it was steeper. Our ascent was steeper, and then a more gradual descent back into town. So a couple points were really pretty steep, and the trail was kind of slick. So we had to kind of make do. We picked up some sticks to help get up the hill. We don't have the best hiking shoes, so if you come, I recommend have something with a little more traction to help you get up those hills. There were a couple people having a difficult time going down the opposite way that we went up, and I think that would be challenging if you don't have good traction on your shoes, or if you don't have a hiking post. But absolutely beautiful. When you're here in Leavenworth, I think it would be great to spend a morning doing that. We started in the morning. I think we started around 10 or maybe 11 o'clock. I'm not sure exactly. Today's a nice day. It's really warm in the sun, but a lot of the trail is shaded, which made it really nice. So can highly recommend, if you're in good physical fitness, get yourself up and hike this Leavenworth mountain bike loop trail. It's on all trails, and I think you'll really enjoy it, especially now with these wildflowers. It's really beautiful. I think you'll have a great time. Yeah, when you get to the top, really nice views of the city, Cascade Mountains, and there's a couple of picnic tables. There's places to stop and take a break. No water on the trail, so make sure you take water with you. But there are places to sit down and take a break up there. Take some food with you and have a little picnic up there. It'd be a nice way to spend your afternoon. Thanks for coming along with us to explore Leavenworth, Washington, where Bavarian charm meets the beauty of the Pacific Northwest. From strolling the Alpine-inspired streets to hiking the scenic trails just beyond town, this little slice of Bavaria in the Cascades truly has something for everyone. If you enjoyed this adventure, be sure to give us a like, subscribe for more travels, and let us know in the comments if you've ever been to Leavenworth, or if it's now on your list. Until next time, happy trails and safe travels.